Alright, so yesterday we ended up trying out the P4 experience with Earth Bond, and that was one of the more free-to-play type aspects, really showcasing him in kind of dungeons, which is more of the side that some people are going to be for casuals. Now this one is going to be the P7 experience, where he is going to be a lot better, especially having his reaction immunity. But the only problem with this character, as I went through, is he definitely acts a lot different inside of in-game modes. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, where we're going to be testing out 2 different teams at the P7 marker, and hopefully we can get something good. Alright, so jumping straight into it, we have our potential 7, and with the potential 7, that means we ended up getting 5 different potentials that will obviously help him out. Starting off with potential 5 here, this one is essentially making it easier to reach his normal skill or his enhanced normal skill, saying it will decrease the number of attacks required to use it by 2. This is always going to be great. You're going to get into the berserker state even quicker, which is always great for you to go ahead and start getting to the unga bunga type spamming. Then at P6, this is where things become a lot better for people who want to go up into the duping section here, seeing that P6 now makes him so he is immune to reactions while using the normal skill. This also allows him to decrease the damage taken by 20% and increases his crit damage by a good 30% additionally whenever he's in his berserker status. So overall, I want to say this is a really good potential to kind of stop it if you did want to go ahead and invest into him a little bit. And that is perfectly fine. You're getting the extra crit damage boost, you're getting the damage decrease, which is always great. Plus you now become reactant, or at least immune to reactions, which is always a good thing. Meaning if you want to go unga bunga in one place, you can do that without getting slapped out of it. I think that's pretty darn cool and is one of the best things about getting him up in the potential section. Then at number 7, whenever you are using a tag skill, it then will activate his berserker status for 5 seconds and increase his earth damage by 50%. So essentially you want to make sure you're getting a tag skill on off, because once you do that, you get the 50% extra earth damage while still being able to get into the earth, or at least the berserker statement. So this is really what makes him great. The P6 is what you really want to look for. P7 is just like the candy on top, or at least the cherry on top of the sundae, which is always great to see. Now, gear still doesn't change really. You're still going to be doing the same thing. For me, I did get his Transcendence first time up for the extra crit damage, which is 16%. And I'm currently using one of my other Black Flame weapons here for one of my other characters that I just decided to enhance. Now on this weapon, I only have crit damage, or at least earth damage here, which is good. The rest of this is kind of bad. I did need normal attack, but you see, your boy a little bit broke on those stones, and that's like the one thing I've been kind of lacking on. So we have to make do with what we have to make do, and that is the problem. Now, there's going to be 2 different teams we're going to show today. We're going to have this one, which is going to have our Gother, as well as our Elizabeth alongside of our Daisy. And then another one that's going to have the same 3, but with ELAINE. I do feel like ELAINE is probably the safer one for the 2 teams. And this is going to allow you to have a sustainer, while the other one does deal a lot more damage way quicker, but you won't have a sustain, which is the problem with Bond himself. But now that we went over this, let's show it in training first, and then I'm going to go ahead and take us to time space, where we're going to do time space 8 and then try to do time space 12, which I'm pretty positive I'm gonna die in. So let's see what happens. Going into training zone first with this team here, this one's going to specialize a lot more into just getting damage up, which is always great. Now Gother is going to be here just in case to try to get the freeze off. You're not guaranteed to really get that freeze off, but it is very helpful. Now you would end up doing this, get the basic attack on off, swap on into your Elizabeth here, which obviously will be able to end up bursting a little bit quicker. I think it takes at least 2 swaps, which is always great. Pressure Q and then start spamming E. Now granted, this is versus an enemy with no resistance, so do keep that in mind. You're not going to be hitting these numbers inside of like time space a lot. If anything, you're probably going to be hitting maybe 500 to 600k, but you won't hit anything ultra high like this, because this is a mob with no resistance. This kind of replicates what you can do inside of a basic inside of a basic dungeon. But if you're trying to do anything such as time space, you're probably not going to do any damage like that, at least unless you have your things absolutely invested into. Now you could very well try to get the ult with Gother, and it would look something like this, where we pop the ult off and then you can still do the same thing where you start spamming. Obviously, this will help out your damage a little bit more if you're able to perform it. But do keep in mind that you do have to obviously do a little bit of prepping for that. So there always is that downside, but this is more of your Unga Bunga team. It's going to be very good for damage. It's just going to suck on sustainability, but you can very well survive if you do have this shield on every now and again, which is always great. Now we're going to show off my other one, which I do feel like I like more, which is going to be the ELAINE team. Now this team is the one I do prefer, mainly because ELAINE with her Engrave gives you Earth Burst resistance to the enemy, which is always great. She's able to provide a shield, and she's able to help you out on your Earth damage with her Engrave set. This is probably the one I love the most, especially seeing that she's more helping out your Burster, which instead of having to probably swap a little bit twice or something like that, you can easily just swap in, get the burst off, and be done with it. So usually you're going to go ahead and use your Saint's Mark, swap on in. That's either going to get off the burst, and if it doesn't, you'll be able to get off the burst with the E. And this is where you can just do whatever you want. So at this point in time, you go ahead and swap on in, and then you can just go ahead and deal a lot more damage. Now, on the off chance you end up running back out, you can easily just swap back to her, reapply your shield, which is going to keep you on up. And if the burst is already gone, you can go ahead and do what you want to do there. And you should get enough magic points fairly quickly with this team as well, seeing that she is helping you out on some of the tagging too. So you are going to be able to deal some decent damage here, but as you can tell by the damage that we're dealing to this mob here, it is a lot less. It is not going to be the craziest of damage, which is always something that you have to kind of just take and understand about that. But it at least will help you deal some damage while staying alive and still helping out your bursts. Once you get everything done, obviously you can see how much damage you can get off, which is always very helpful in the long run while still doing this. Keep in mind, this is a level 1 enemy with no resistances, so of course that's going to look like a bigger number. Inside of battle, you'll probably be hitting anywhere from like 200k to 400k, maybe 100k to 400k with this team, which is still pretty decent, but it is on the lower end for a character like this. But now if we showed off both teams and I've explained exactly both teams and how I like them, we're going to go ahead and show them off in time space. Now this team, once again, I feel like is my favorite team. Reason being is because you do have a little bit more sustainability, though at the same time you're taking a little bit of a damage cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good shot for you guys to show you guys exactly how it does perform. Granted, both of the teams can work even better than what I'm gonna be showing today. I'm gonna show this one inside of this one, at least inside of this time space, and I'm gonna show them inside of Valenti's time space. All of them can work a little bit better because my bond is absolutely dog water on the Earth spec, but I still do think Earth spec is one of the mid tier type specs for bond. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's see what we can do here and see what happens. So pop this off again, get the swap, and then we're going to use this, pop this here, and we should be able to actually just go in immediately. Now, I'm not going to try to get hit by any of this stuff because obviously we already are at a disadvantage because he is continuously taking our magic efficiency down. So we do have to kind of keep that at the back of our playing cards here, playing field here, every time he smacks us. But once we go in here, boom, we have some damage in. Obviously you can see how that damage does look, which is pretty nice. I do like the damage that he's able to get off, which is the cool part, but it is still a little bit of a problem because then we did take a lot of damage here and it is still going to be a little bit of an issue for ourselves. So let's go ahead and hit this as well. And he's going to do Dark Snow once again, which I think I'm okay with. Go back in here, get a couple hits off. We're gonna dodge this, make sure we get the swap back, boom, swap back in, and then instead of this one, we're gonna go ahead, pop our Q and just go crazy. Now, the damage is pretty decent. It's nice. It's not bad or anything, but it's definitely not preferred. You know, if you wanted to use something of this nature, you could easily just use Deanne, who could most likely not only clear this a little bit quicker or way quicker if they are what's called potentialed up, seeing she is a standard character, but it also can do it a little bit safer because with Deanne, you're not really bound to having to use anyone else to really activate her burst. You can always just use a combo ult. Well, unfortunately, Bond doesn't have that type of leeway. Bond needs to have himself a burster, in which is taken away from like a character such as Elizabeth using her healing. So I like this team. It is very good for at least some of the defensive type deals, but it's a little bit of a problem at times. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off the other team inside of this, and then we're gonna show them both off inside of Valenti, which I'm already saying it right now. I wouldn't be surprised if I die with both in Valenti, but let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, so the Faded Squishy team. This team is insanely good once again, but only problem is you have no sustain. So we're gonna give it our best shot. I don't know if I'm gonna live in this one because of course I ended up dying with my shield team one clip before, but hey, we're gonna see if we can do this one immediately and just show you guys. With a ton of damage, obviously you can just kill him very quickly, but my bond is not built like that, so we'll have to see what happens. But let's go ahead, see if he's gonna do what he needs to do. Okay, he did. Cool, he swapped on over to us. Swap on in, use our Q, pop the E, and then let's get a couple hits with our Gother. Now, if some of you guys are wondering why I'm not using Gother's ult too much, it's because inside of this one specifically, this one does have magic charge down, which is kind of annoying, but and I don't feel like really trying to, you know, cater towards it, so I'm just gonna go in and just unga bunga it out. Now, this is the good part. As you notice, he's already done. He's already gone. This character's gone. Look, as you see, this is the faster team. This does the most damage. Problem, you have no sustain. Now, granted, if you're able to line up everything perfectly, you could very well keep this shield that's on us. So technically the sustain is not needed, though I'd rather be a little bit more careful and slower by a decent bit rather than this, unless your bond is like built. Now, granted, my bond was built. Well, Nelly, we might actually go ahead and use this team, but we're gonna try them both in Valenti. Won't be surprised if I die on both. Let's give them both a try. All right, Squishy team versus Valenti. Now, as I said before, this one I won't be surprised if I die with both teams because I've only beaten it once with the shield team, and that was after 4 different tries. Let's get that clear. I did this 4 different times with my shield team and barely won it after a while. So I highly doubt I'm gonna win with both of them again, especially since I had to like actually try hard and focus without commentating. So this one's gonna be a little harder. I do like this boss, but it does have a gimmick where you do need to hit its what's it called, its shield a couple times, or at least hit her a few times with normal attacks, because that is the only way you're going to get the full on what's it called, you're gonna get the full on thing from this boss. So it is a little bit harder to do things, but if you can do it, if you got it, then you should be pretty good, really. So I'm gonna pop this on off here. I know I probably shouldn't, to be honest, but who cares? Let's just get some damage off here and see what happens here. So I'm going to get some basic attacks in as well while we're doing this and see how much damage we can get off. Now, we don't have our berserk status anymore, so let's go ahead and back on off, swap on back in, and then I'm gonna pop this here, pop this again, and if we possibly can, we can try to take a little bit. Oh, whoa, I did not see that happening right there. So they did almost catch me off guard with that, but as you see, we did not get as much damage off that we should have gotten off based on this whole little preference of this boss. This boss is very annoying for me to deal with because it is quite literally a skill check, and I would not lie to you, I am not the most skillful person when it comes down to this. So obviously, let's go ahead and just see what we got here. Let's see if we can get some damage in. Oh, move out of the way again. I'm gonna pop this off again here, and hopefully we can get some more damage. Oh, gotta move again because this is just not it. So move that out of the way. Go ahead and use these. And oh, she changed targets. I was not expecting that there. And I do think, let's see, where's that? There's the lightning bolt. I was like, where is the lightning bolt? Where's the lightning bolt? Because that is like the scariest part of this entire fight. So, oh, move out of the way here. See if we can get this off here. I do want to try to freeze. So freeze, get this off, and then now we gotta run because obviously that lightning bolt's coming back down again. See how much damage we can get off. Should be coming back down in a second. Yep, it is. So let's go ahead and pop this off. Boom, 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 and keep getting some damage in. So we at least got it below half, which I'm happy with because I know for a fact I should be dead right now, and I'm pretty sure we are gonna die soon, but I definitely say pretty decent for what I have, because I really did expect myself to get, oh, well, there it is. I was like, I expected myself to get smited immediately, become smited right there. But as you see, this is one of the teams that you can pump out a lot of damage with, but you do have to be a lot more careful with, especially versus something like this. You do get a lot more damage off. I think I saw someone at P10 doing like in the mills, but P7 right now with my current build, I would still prefer using like not Daisy, DN or using Derriere for this fight rather than using him. Still pretty decent, does crank out some decent damage numbers, but it's just way too risky and too much at stake when you are trying to do this fight. But we're gonna go ahead and try the other team, which does have a little bit more sustainability, but obviously we're gonna take a damage cut. All right, now using the shield team, this one I do still prefer a lot, even for this boss. This boss is still gonna probably wipe the floor with us, but at least we have a sustainability type aspect. So I'm gonna try not to focus too much on the basic attack thing. I'm gonna do it every now and again, but let's just show how much damage we can actually deal with this one as well. So let's get a basic attack off, of course, use this, use these here, and now I'm gonna swap, making sure we get at least the hit off, bop. Burst happens here as well, which is always great. And then I'm going to use these just to move and swap here. And then at this point in time, I can just go unga bunga a little bit. Now, with the shields that we get, basically just from doing the triple hits as well, we are able to at least kind of overlap a little bit, which is always great. And although we are taking a little bit more of a damage cut, which you guys can kind of tell the damage cuts there, we can still at least be able to swap back, have some time, do everything over again, and just still, you know, at least still be fine. Because the other team itself, it's not that it was bad or anything, it just didn't have a lot of sustainability choices, which is very, very true with that team. So let's go ahead and pop this again. Boom, get some hits off, get some more hits off, dodge this, get some more hits off here, boom, more hits, and then we're gonna pop off our berserker form. And although we are dealing no damage really, we're still able to sit here, tank some of these whenever she is able to attack us, and we're still able to kind of recover a bit. So let's go ahead and move out of here, get the enhanced off, and then I'm gonna swap again, pop this on off, boom, pop our shield off again, get the swap, boom, pop this off again, which is great. And we actually ended up taking that to the face there, which is a little bit of a problem here, but get our shield back on. And I am going to do this as well, dodge as much of that as possible. And we did take that to the face, a little bit more damage, but nothing too bad. Let's move out the way, move out the way from this, boom, 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 swap again. Since we have our shield, we are able to at least be a little bit more risque with some of our movements, which is always great. And actually, we might end up, can I get the kill there? Actually, I might be able to like preach it into existence. Okay, hold on. No, wait. I started getting a little bit cocky there. And now our damage is not enough right there, because obviously the boss still has that thing going on. But let's move out the way. Boom, boom, boom. Get some more hits in. Let's move out the way again. Boom, swap again. Oh, we ended up taking the stun to the face there. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Still managed to get out of it, which is always great. Oh, okay, we didn't get out of that one though. And this is where the boss is like just absolutely on us 24/7. So I don't think it's too happy that we're making it even close to this really. But as you can tell, the damage is already off. The damage is kind of the problem here, but at least we're able to do something. Now we ended up dying at the end of the day, got more damage off due to us being able to face tank, but we still ended up dying. Naturally, it does happen. Obviously, if your bond is built way more, as well as your team is built up a little bit more, you can easily get more damage off here. And I also was ignoring some of the, was ignoring the whole normal attack thing for her gimmick. So she probably could have died there, but at the same time, I was mainly just focusing on that. I do prefer this team a lot more, especially if you just want to go unga bunga and not really think too much. And if you're a person who likes to face tank like I do, this character I enjoy doing the face tanking with. But once again, you're losing out a lot of DPS markers. Still, at the end of the day, you guys tell me down below how y'all feel about Bond. Are y'all gonna like him? Or you think he's pretty decent? P7 marker, I definitely can say he is the weaker side of the classification. Now granted, this could probably change at the P10 marker, but only time will tell. Till next time everybody though, thank you for watching and peace on out.